All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're at the Highway 99 Sidewalk Open House. Oh, there we go. If you're joining us remotely, just a couple items here. The meeting is being recorded, so you can have access to that after as well. Virtual guests can use the chat tool. That's the dialog box on the bottom of your screen, circled in red there on the screen here. Question and comments, if you have any, those will be held to the end, and we'll get to all those after the presentation. My name is Paul Morin. I'm a capital project manager with Clark County. I've been here about a year now. I've inherited this project when I started. It's a really fun project. I enjoy working on it. Joining us this evening also is Gary Albert. He's a planner with Clark County. He's going to talk to you a little bit about the Highway 99 sub-area. This particular project is located on the east side of Highway 99. It starts within the vicinity of 102nd Street, goes up the east side, turns around 104th Street. It connects up to that sidewalk on 104th Street. There'll also be some push button modifications across from the corner of 104th Street. My apologies, it's hard to see some of this on the screen. Again, we're going to have, this will all be available online for you as well to view. So the project here, as I mentioned, starts on 104th Street. It's going to be adding sidewalk all the way across, connecting from here, across Tenny Creek, all the way around 104th, and then connecting again to the sidewalk on 104th Street. Gary's going to talk now about the Highway 99 sub-area plan, and then I'll get into the specific details about this Highway 99 sidewalk project. Gary?
Thanks, Paul. Gary Albrecht, Clark County Community Planner and Transportation Planner from the county for many years. Helped work this the Highway 99 sub-area plan. So the county council adopted it in 2008 to revitalize this area. So it basically goes down from the railroad bridge of 63rd all the way up to 134th. It goes from I-5 on the west side, and the east side is the Bonneville Power Administration, the BPA right away. So it entails that whole area. And the plan was created to revitalize this area. So as new development comes in, the buildings would be more oriented towards the front of the roadway with the parking in the back. A perfect example is the Madge development down over off of 72nd. We've had some good developments show up along the way because of the Highway 99 standards. And the goal is to make it more walkable and bikeable for everybody here in this area. Well, it'll take a while, but we're getting there piecemeal. Project is very expensive. That's all I got. We have some links on the bottom of the slide to the Highway 99 sub-area plan if you're interested, and we have mixed-use development standards if you're interested in figuring out the next details. But they're there and they're easy to find at the bottom of the presentation. So that's it.
All right, thank you, Gary. So here we are on the south section of the project. This is the Tenny Creek crossing. We have the sidewalk that ends here and just bumps pedestrians out onto the side of the road. Very dangerous spot. So this project's going to connect these sidewalks here, provide a safer sidewalk along the crossing. There'll be a barrier protecting pedestrians from traffic, and there'll be a barrier on the other side with pedestrian rails as well. Some of the issues we ran into here with this crossing, there's a culvert underneath. So widening the road became a hurdle. Having enough space to provide that sidewalk So we have to build up underneath that to support the additional sidewalk. In doing so, we had to make sure we didn't widen it enough to make the culvert up. So without having to replace the culvert, we came up with the best solution of having the supported sidewalk. We're on the corner of Highway 99 and 104th Street. We have the continuation of the sidewalk. We have the C-Tran bus stop. That's going to maintain there. We'll replace the bench and sign as well. There'll be a nice concrete pad tucked back for that as well. The corner, we're going to add some ADA ramps, relocate the push button, and there's also some stormwater work that's going to be done around here as well. Part of the stormwater work is through our clean water division, and that involves adding phosphorus filters to the catch basins, which then filters the water before it's discharged. So. Here we are up 104th Street, looking back towards Highway 99. We have the sidewalk also ends there, bumps back out into the street. Plan is to continue this sidewalk down along here and then tie it back into the sidewalk on the corner there. Just some of the progress since we last probably had our presentation here. We had coordination with utilities. There's large water line, CQ water line that runs along there. There's a bit of a pinch point where it comes to the creek crossing, so there was some additional coordination needed with CTU water on that as well. I'm sure we've all heard about the C-Tran project, line project that's going to be developed along Highway 99. So there's some coordination with them there, although this particular project will not be impacted by that, and that the C-Tran bus stop will still maintain a stop at 104th Street. I mentioned the stormwater improvements. That is covered by our Clean Water Division. We are approaching the 90% design for this project. That is going to be submitted the first week in March. So we're still expecting to be on track. We'll go out to bid about the end of 2024. We're expecting construction completion in early 2025. Again, my name's Paul Morin. My contact info, I also have some business cards available up front. Thanks again to Gary for his presentation. Thanks again to all our county staff, Kaylee, Erica, and Kaylee for their help on the presentation today. Now I'd like to turn it over. Happy to answer any questions.
The proposed culvert widening of for the sidewalk, that will be similar to what they did just below the hill on the west side of
I apologize, I'm not familiar with that project.
Oh, okay.
Thinking of the culvert replacement?
No. The way they widened the sidewalk, putting the K-rail in between the traffic and the pedestrian lane.
Yeah, there will be a rail like that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sign down and get it. They're really good at this.
Yeah, it'll be poured concrete sidewalk. Everything's up to ADA standards.
Because it's in the 99.
Right, so yeah, the Highway 99 sub-area plan calls for 8-foot sidewalks. We had to apply, got approved for a design deviation, just because there was not enough space to fit it in over there.
How am I going to be?
Right there is about 5 feet.
There'll still be a bike lane.
There will be, yeah, the bike lane will be on.
Bike lane will be the side of the road. Are you moving the bike lane?
The bike lane will stay there.
West side.
along the east side. There'll be a bike lane along. the east side.
So pretty much where it is now.
So yeah, we've got the walk here, the bike lane.
Okay. So it'll still be adjoining the car traffic.
Yes.
Is there any thought to putting up any kind of barrier between the cars and the bike lane?
There is, it's part of the Complete Streets program. A lot of this development is being done incrementally, so without having to scrap the project for, financial purposes, having to replace the culvert, it makes it a much more expensive project. And would not be feasible, would take a lot more time to complete. So having that pinch point there made it a little more difficult to have the complete street design. There will be no lane modifications. Buses will still be able to turn. There was a lot of research done this particular turn here, making sure we got enough space to meet the ADA standards, so allow for larger vehicles to turn in the radius.
So my question is, I heard the width on the sidewalks, but I was concerned about, I have seen sidewalks and I don't know what 104th is like, I've noticed. But will all sidewalks go around a pole, or, because I've seen places where the pole is in part of the sidewalk and then it's real narrow if you have, if you're someone with some kind of a device, wheelchair, whatever, to get through.
Yeah, so
Would it
this
go
here,
around?
this particular corner, we won't be relocating the poles, but the sidewalk will be along the backside.
It'll go behind it
Yeah,
and all the way up the side, up the hill.
all the way up the hill connecting to that.
The sidewalk will
sidewalk
always go around. Okay. Thank you.
There, I know like when walking southbound on the west side there, I think the cycle might take it's a little bit more than your bike lane, anything kind of from the bus stop. Is there any enhancement there so you're along the corridor, you try to south cross east?
Yeah.
And you know, the intersection of these.
Yep, so there is crossing right on this side.
Yeah, I think the sidewalk actually.
Okay.
You're still.
Yeah. Yeah, the west side, I know there's work done down towards 29. The design for that west side, but no, they went up pretty far, at least to the garden area.
Much added in that corridor, because it's really dark there at night too.
No, there's no place for.
So. The highway 99 overlay. And if you've got the 8 feet, you can't do that. It only goes to 6. Why and who approves? It's gonna say you go 5 feet, but that's really ridiculously small.
Yeah. Gary's going to talk about the design deviation. He was involved with that. That's my question.
But so the Highway 99 subway plan, it's designed to have a deviation plan that's put in place. So typically, the director would be involved, the public works director, the community planning director would be involved with this. So in this specific instance, because of the environmental constraints, that's why it was approved as it's approved for project. Yes, it's less than ideal for the standard. But given the constraint of having to rebuild the culvert to get the sidewalk, it becomes cost prohibitive for us to do it, and then we can't do anything. And then nothing gets done. That's the sad part of it.
skinny or not?
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, I live there.
It's all made out.
Yeah, it makes me sad. I wish somebody could restore this. Well, so that. Our standard is about feet. Within the county and celebrate plan, the activity centers there. So there, it was created to make it more walkable, so there's more space and people feel like they want to walk. Because there's large traffic, large trucks, speeding traffic going up and down Highway 89. I feel more comfortable walking on the 8-foot sidewalk when I'm farther away from traffic than I am closer on the 5-foot sidewalk. I bike up and down this road, I walk up and down this road. Yes, it is.
That's amazing. We went through 2006. That's when we completed this. All of 99, a beautiful area just the checks. Sidewalks, food.
Yes. Well, so, the county council has looked at this over the years. And it's, we tried to break down into chunks of where to put sidewalks. And with the stormwater regulations, this manage our stormwater. So that gets into play and it gets really expensive really fast. And we can't build it all at once.
That's what I would appreciate. If you could take back to the powers to be. You have created sidewalk communities. And where those communities, no sidewalks. So we would like to give sidewalk to walk on to get to those 5 folks. That's all I'm asking.
I would like that too.
What was that? Okay.
That's the goal, yes. With the parking in the back. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, well, so it wasn't new development. So it burned down and it got to use the same footprint. That's what happened.
I had a couple of concerns, and I didn't hear all the questions, so just wondering if
North of there, that's not on the board right now, though that's another area that really needs sidewalks, north of 104th Street.
Yeah, there are a couple of projects in the works. First, we're working on requests for proposals for this one section. Between 110 and 117. And then speaking with our programming departments, working on another section.
The other question I have is on that bus stop that you say you're going to be rebuilding. There's nothing more frustrating as a taxpayer than to see a project happen and then another project come in a couple of years later and demolish what was already done. So is that going to be ready for the vine that you're that you're going to be redoing that bus stop, or is the vine going to come through and demolish what you've just done and put a new bus stop in there?
We've been working close to the line.
Because they have raised bus stops, don't they?
The line stop vehicles. So it's not going to affect this. That stop that's coming there on the board for 6. So the line will go up to the 7. All along the case of the data.
So we're going to put a new stop in now, and then once the vine goes in, it's not going to even be a feasible stop, or are they not going to stop at 104th anymore?
So that would be normal. That would be the next stop. And the line is slowly 7. So the line would stop it. So it's different routes.
I think right now it's just one route, 19, that goes up to 99.
Yeah.
My son rides it every day.
Just curious, I didn't know if I would ever talk about it, but, you know.
You know, um, I'm not sure, you know, because they'll put the stop out, you know, because I have the fourth lane, mill lane, so they've got sidewalks around the backside, and that would be pretty much it. It's just the backside, you know, with this little footprint. It's not going to go down, you know, hundreds of feet each way. But there'll be some sidewalk. It'll be within the footprint of the stop.
I should have mentioned that when Eric spoke to us a couple of times in the last couple of months about the T-Trans sign project, he did say that once T-Trans came in with the line, they would be standing and working with the county on extending the sidewalks where you guys stop. I'm assuming then, and I should be able to ask Eric if he's going to pick it up from 104th forward and fill in the rest of the sidewalk. You know anything about them working with you, Garrett? On sidewalks, specifically on sidewalks?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I can, you know, I can email Taylor. Email you.
I appreciate it.
Sure.
Just something to keep in mind, if C-Tran is working in the right of way, it would need to coordinate with us. Appropriately, keep it nice. Yes.
To back up just a little bit, when's the best anticipated start and how long do you estimate that the whole project take?
Construction is expected to start in early 2025. Can't imagine construction would take more than 6 months or so.
So early January, early April, like.
So go out to bid November, December. Somewhere in there. Hard to give a concrete.
I understand.
date, Yeah.
I understand.
But
Okay.
yeah, early. Any more questions or questions online? Again, thank you all for coming. This has been a great attendance. Really nice to see. As I mentioned, all of this will be available online. Yes, more information for this out front as well. Thanks again to Gary, all our county staff, Kaylee, Erica. Thank you all. Have a great night.
And